Hi everyone, welcome to Hanson Never Done Farms. Arisha here. We're out here with the goats this morning. Today is day 144 for Clara, which means that her kidding date, if we go by the gestation calculator, her day 145 would be tomorrow. Today is February 4th. And so we are going to be expecting kids from her any day. We're just looking out, watching her, just by judging what she looks like right now. I'm not seeing it. I do see her udder has started to fill up. She's gonna take that. I don't need goats taking my camera. That kind of defeats the purpose, but anyways, let's see if I can do it this way. I hand breed my goats, which means I take my does to my bucks. I do not allow my bucks in with my does. That way I always know when they've been bred. You know, I'm out there several times a day, so I witness the breeding, or I witness the evidence of the breeding. I mark that date on my calendar. I go to the ADGA or AGA, American Goat Society website, and they have a really cool kidding calculator. You just put in miniature breed and the date that they were bred, and it will automatically calculate 145 days ahead. That said, a goat, a Nigerian dwarf, can go anywhere from 140 days to 150 days. Fun fact, here on our farm, I write I keep calendars, and I write down their breeding date on the calendar, and then I'll skip forward 145 days and I write down their date to expect. And then I'll write down the date that they actually freshened. My goats, my girls here, the last 4 years, not all, but the majority of kids are born on day 148. Go figure. I don't know why. It just so happens that here on Hanson Never Done Farms, my girls like day 148. Last year, Clara was day 148, so we'll see. She may, she may and she may not. I did notice my daughter did the dairy clip on her last week. She dairy clipped her, which means she shaved around her back end and around her udder, just so whenever she freshens, when she does have kids, that cleanings, that it won't stick too bad and it's easier to keep clean. But it also allows me to get a better view of her udder because let's see if I can get, okay, so if you look at her udder, you can actually see, you can just see it, you can see it better. And so I'm going to be able to see when that's really full. But then you go over here to an unclipped goat. She's a little bit harder to really get a good definition of what her udder looks like. Elsa isn't due until the 21st, so I won't be trimming her up until, probably another 2 weeks. Anyway, so starting a few days ago, I started just watching her, feeling for, scoot back, baby. Okay, come here. I want to feel for her ligaments, and I'm still feeling ligaments. Mocha! Oh, she's gonna do it. Quit. 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 So what I'm looking for is, let's turn her around. You're a good girl. I'm feeling for ligaments. And I can still feel her. She is a lot squishier, but I can feel her ligaments. There's one there, there's one here, and they just feel like pencils down the side. Once she loses those, then I'm gonna know that I need to really start watching her. Oh, goats. Seriously, quit. You're such a brat. Okay, so apparently I'm not going to be able to do a hands-on for you guys. So, ligaments are always one of the first things, is my tell. Some people will say, oh, their udder's really full. You can't go by the udder, guys. I've had goats that their udders got so big they couldn't walk. And then I've had goats that their udders really didn't completely fill until right after birth. So, you know, my go-to is the ligaments. It always has been the ligaments. That's what tells me when my goats are getting close. She's not. It ain't gonna happen today. And judging by what I'm seeing out of her, you will see a big hollowing out right here. Right here will hollow way out and she'll drop. And this will sink in. And it's not happening. So, anyways, we're ready. I had to run in today of everything. I was getting my kidding supplies together. And I couldn't find the iodine. And, you know, you gotta have iodine to dip the baby's umbilical cords. If we lived in a more open area, I may not worry about it so much, but given that here in Oregon, it's a beautiful day today, but it's been so wet and so mucky, the goats have been pretty much stuck right here in this area. I want to make sure that the baby's navels are protected and at least dip them in iodine so they don't get any infections or anything. No big deal. So anyways, kidding supplies are together. We're just waiting on goats. But guys, Elsa, look at her. She's huge. And whenever I check her ligaments, she is so squishy back there. I can feel them right here. But she is so squishy. She is not squishy. I mean, the difference in them, and she's 3 weeks behind. Elsa's 3 weeks behind, or almost 3 weeks, 2 weeks behind Clara. So it's getting exciting. I'm so ready for babies. Who's not ready for babies? Everybody's ready for baby animals, but baby goats are the best. Anyway, so that's the update out here. We are moving forward. We're getting things done, oh my goodness, there's so much to do. Packing and one of our spare rooms is like floor to ceiling. It's crazy. We're actually thinking about renting a storage unit when we put the house up for sale, just to get stuff out of the house so people can walk through each room easily. We have a proposed possible move date of April 30th. It would actually be like May 2nd because my husband's last day, Jeff's last day at work is April 30th. This is really cool, you guys. He has been at his job for 30 years. Most people know that. He's the lead guy down there. He's, you know, much respected. He's really struggled with the last couple years. Should I go? Should I not go? Should we go? Should we not go? This year, you know, last year, 2020, really kind of set him over the edge, and, you know, we need to go, we need to get situated, we need to be closer to my mom. My mom is back there, and she's getting older, and so we, you know, getting everything in motion. He has went through so much stuff. Jeff is a welder mechanic, of course, and he inherited so much of his dad's equipment. And so there was so much that he's had to go through. Anyways, we had pretty much decided, yes, we're going. And the timing, we were thinking, you know, sometime in March maybe. Well, he went to work last week and the big bosses came in and they had a meeting and they're closing the business and they're moving it to Washington, or moving his department to Washington. they offered him a raise and a moving bonus if he would move to Washington. And of course, he said no, because we had already started making plans to go east. And we both felt like, that this was, how perfect is this? At the same time that we're thinking of leaving, that the job that he's had for 30 years is not going to be there anymore. So it's just, things are working out. We're in negotiations. We're in negotiations for some property. It is really close to my mom, like walking distance, right down the road. It's all working out. Everything, you stress and you worry about things, and God just has a way of saying, let me take the wheel, I got this. And so we're tired, but excited. The place that we're looking at is 10 acres. 8 acres of the 10, a little over 8 acres of the 10 is pasture. It's got a pond on it. The house itself sits on 2 acres, around 2 acres. It's got a shop, no garden, no nothing. We are totally starting over, and I am excited and I'm scared and I'm, all these things. As of right now, of course, our goats go with. We have no plans right now to leave anybody. If everything works out and we can get out of here the end of April, 1st of May, then the last 2 that we have kidding, which is Maisie and Panda, wherever she's at. Oh, Panda's right there with her mama. The black and white doe. If everything works out, they will have kidded about 3 weeks before we leave. So that's perfect. Our plan is to take some of the babies, not all, but some of the babies, because I'd like to keep the moms in milk that we're negotiating with. Does have a small pole barn. It's about the size of this one. So, they're not without, having the space. I would like to be able to hit the ground milking within just a week or 2. So that really is a plus. So yeah, that's kind of the update and the wait for babies. I'm excited. I really think she's only got 2 in there. I don't think that she's got, she did triplets last year. I'm not seeing it. I just don't feel like she's as big as she was last year. And yes, last year I didn't even think she'd have triplets. I didn't think she was as big, so who knows. But anyway, so follow us along. Of course, I will have a camera out here when she goes into labor. We will follow her journey, the start of 2020 kidding season, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at. You guys, say a prayer for us if you think about it. There's just so much going on, so many things yet to do. If you guys don't mind, just, hit the like, subscribe, share, ring the notification bell so you're alerted whenever I do put out new videos. And I will hopefully catch you all in a few days. Thanks. Have a good day.